I notice I always do like this every time we get
I
on here. I
know.
get hyped up,
Anyways,
ready to
you
go.
know,
Welcome into another episode of Just Like
like
Us. I'm
us.
your host, Justin Bird, my lovely co-host,
Leti
Leti.
Zito.
Let's go. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're at in the world. Thank
Yes.
you guys for being here with us. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us, so
Right.
thanks for being here with us, you guys. Okay, so today our topic
Oh.
is going to be
Hmm.
about turning pain
Pain
into
into
progress. Let's
progress.
go. Okay, so
Hmm.
this is a good one. I wasn't going to bring this up. Me and Letty talked about this before, but I'm just going to briefly just talk about how turning pain into progress, in my
mm.
opinion, can come in many different forms. Um,
Yeah.
like I haven't gotten any better. Last Wednesday we were on the podcast and I was sick. Well, I wouldn't say sick, but I'm just, God's taking, whatever the course it needs to do for our
Mm.
bodies to be better. And went to the urgent care
Urgent
last
care.
night.
Yeah.
Got home, and today I am. I mean, I'm literally like, this is the sickest I've ever been. But for some reason, whatever endorphins kick in, or whatever goes through your blood to get up here and to be able to to be able to be here for
Mm.
myself, because I'm showing up for myself as I'm coming up here in front of this camera, both these cameras, and being able to show up, it means a lot to me. I'm very driven,
Mm.
but something that me and Letty talked about was, if you're sick, why not take care of yourself, and just why don't we just kind of come back and revisit this at a time when you're not ill. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay, yeah, and I was kind of like on, no, because I can do this, I can do this. And a lot of you might probably be saying the same things, like, take care of yourself. It's the first and foremost like important thing you can do, is take care of your body, take care of
Mm.
your mind, take care of yourself and your health. And for some reason, I'm just gonna be honest, like, it's charging me again for the endorphins or whatever it may be to be here. For a second, it's like a medicine. And
Mm.
you can ask Letty. I've been in bed all day. In fact, I'm gonna be super vulnerable. Like, I've been in tears. Like, I've been, like, seriously, like, in the most pain. Like a toothache, like a
Yeah.
dry socket pain. And I'm like, it's just like when you're so like frustrated with, like, what can I do
Mm.
to have this go away? What am I doing wrong here? And so I was gonna go back to the urgent care, but I called them up, and I said this was going to be brief, but
Mm.
I called them up, and I think I'm like, kind of went in there, and like nothing was diagnosed. They didn't take no blood. They didn't really do anything, and I'm like, I wish they would have done like anything. So I'm
Mm.
feeling worse than what I was, and I got to go kind of like go back. And man, we all know that doctor's offices are expensive, and like, I don't want
Mm.
that from keeping me healthy, you know what I mean? But that's kind of like, I want to go in there and pay a bunch more money when I should have got diagnosed the first time.
Mm.
And again, I'm not saying anything about doctors or anything. I'm just like, gosh, I wish this would have got taken care of. But anyways, yeah. So
I just think sometimes, pain has to just pass through your body. You have to, like, let it run its course, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, or emotional pain. I'm not saying like medicines can't or don't work, but sometimes we're so quick to want to get out of the pain, that we look to all kinds of substances, right, to keep us from experiencing that mental, emotional, or physical pain. Our bodies are such amazing,
yeah,
they're so amazing that they know what to do to heal themselves
yeah,
if we allow them to,
right,
no matter what you're experiencing. Um,
yeah,
you know, and please, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor if you're experiencing something. Yet you want to, you want to go through all your avenues, right? Um, it just depends on what you're going through. But so often, we want answers, and sometimes that pain just has to pass through us.
right,
And for me, it's a good reminder, to remember what that pain feels like,
yeah,
right? So whether it's emotional pain, physical pain, mental pain, right? Pain doesn't last forever.
right.
It doesn't last forever. And so, we can get through any pain, no matter what it is.
This has been a tough 5, 6 days now, And it started with little Justin. He came home
Mm.
from school on last Friday, and then he started, that night, Friday night, he was vomiting. Like,
Mm.
we must have woke up at least 10, 15 times where and like I had the trash by the bed, and
Mm.
he's just like throwing up, and we'd get up, we'd wash him up, and wash the bucket out, and we stayed up, half the night that night, and same thing the next night.
Mm.
So whatever he got, I got, and I don't know 100% if that's the case, um, but being in pain, I feel like being able to push through is progress. You know what I mean? Because I'm, I just feel like, yes, I could, should, would take better care of but maybe this is taking care of myself.
Mm.
Maybe this is helping me push
Right.
through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because for this little bit of time, I'm gonna feel a bit at ease. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
I've been, like I said, I've been under the covers in bed until just about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I've been like just like unable to sleep, in
Mm.
pain. Like, you just have that pain where you roll over in your skin, just like every inch that you move, you could just feel the energy
Mm.
surging through
Yeah.
you. So I've been
Yeah.
really out of it. But again, I was hesitant to talk about this, but considering that the topic today was, turning pain into progress, I felt like it was a bit,
Mm.
on point to be able to say, because I'm in a lot of pain, and
Mm.
again, I'm not boo hoo, wham, poor me. I'm saying, but like to the point where I've been in tears. Like, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
if you've ever had a dry socket, or a
Mm.
tooth that's been in excruciating pain, and you just don't know what to do. I've had that happen, and I know that as a grown male in prison, I had a dry socket, and like I'm in
Mm.
the bathroom,
Yeah.
boo-hoo crying, like a grown man, like for real, crying like
Yeah.
no other, like a baby, like couldn't help it. Like, I've never been in so much pain, and so now I'm like, I've never been this sick in my life. But again, showing up for myself like this,
Mm.
for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I get this just like a bit of, of ease, because for some reason last time when we got off Wednesday, as soon as I got
Mm.
off, I got undressed and
Mm.
got right back in the bed. And so for me, this is like an escape, and not escape, but like when you take medicine, it's
Mm.
really, in my opinion, just kind of a cover up of the symptoms, anyways. So me showing up like this, again, me and Lady talked about it, and
Mm.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but why not? Again, the topic is turning pain into progress, and I think this is progress. Me showing up for
Mm.
myself,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss, what I mean, these podcasts, because this is what we're doing. This is something that I believe in, I stand behind, and we are the product, and this is what we believe in, and I'm gonna stand
Mm.
behind. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I've had a limb missing, and I'm bleeding all over the place, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be holding on to the bull, I'm getting bucked off and just, I gotta do this, you know what I mean? So I'm still able to make
Yeehaw.
it through. So if you're wondering like why and how would I be in bed in tears, but I'm still up here,
Mm.
again, I don't know if it's endorphins or whatever the chemistry is, but for this little brief moment, I feel a little bit of relaxation, being here in front. So,
Mm.
and maybe this
Yeah.
is my purpose. Maybe this is
Mm.
kind of like what I'm supposed to be doing. Because again, Lady will tell you, last time and today, like the times I've
Yeah.
gotten up, the times I've been up
Yeah.
is for the podcasts, and I spent a little bit of time in the living room, but I've been down, and so this is kind of like me pushing through the pain, and turning my pain into progress.
Into progress. I
Yes,
love that.
yes,
Yeah. Pain, it can either hold us back or push us forward. We can learn how to channel that pain into personal growth and use it as motivation to change what we like, change what we don't like.
right,
That's what pain is there for. It's an indication that something you're doing isn't working and something needs to change. you know but I know, like, we've been trying so many different remedies,
yeah,
and you're still feeling that pain. And so you're on here and it's taking that pain away,
yeah,
right? It's not something
yeah.
you're
It
not
is. It
feeling
really is.
what you've been feeling,
It
right?
really
This
is.
is, I know, other people's vibes, other people's presence helps you get through that pain.
Right. Yes. Oh,
And
shout outs to Stacy
to
Brown is in the
Stacy,
building. What's
yeah,
up, Judine? Kelly Gross,
Nudine.
ain't seen you in a minute, brother. How you
Mm.
doing?
Hi,
Good to see
Kelly.
you guys here. And again, this is the second time we've been able to read the comments. So
Mm.
for some reason, this excites me to be able
Yeah.
to communicate with you
Yeah.
guys. So we're not just like, so to speak, talking at our audience.
Mm.
We're able to communicate. So if you guys got any questions, you want to, jump on in and just ask away, because we are willing and ready to
Mm.
answer the question, because we're here for you guys. And again, I'm
Yeah.
showing up for myself, but it feels good to have the people coming through watching. You know what I mean? Because we're not doing this just for ourselves. We're doing
Mm.
this to make an impact too. So again, thank
Right.
you for you guys for for
Thank
joining
you.
wherever you're at in the world. I know
Mm.
we got Jenny. She's been watching this. She's in the Philippines, so
Philippines,
it's
yeah.
probably morning right where she's
Hi,
at.
Jenny.
Jenny, what's up? And to anybody wherever you're at, like if it's morning, evening, breakfast time, whatever the case
Mm.
is, thank you guys for being a part of watching this. So yeah, extremely excited for this. And again, you see me at my peak joyful kind of mood, and so this is what I like to do. Is like I
Yeah.
like to be a positive,
see that,
upbeat,
yeah.
impactful person. You know what I mean? This is just how I am. So
Mm.
I feel like even at like the most down times, I feel like I can charge through and make the best out of the worst situation. Because I'm telling you, this is the worst I've ever felt in my life. And I've had COVID, and I've had dry socks, and I've been in prison, and I'm saying I'm in bed like sweating, cold. Like this is unlike anything I've ever had in my life. I've had COVID. This is nothing like that. So whatever I'm going through, I'm just glad to be here with you guys so that I feel whatever it is I'm feeling, so I'm not feeling sick. I know just being here with you guys is channeling and charging me up. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for being here and letting me be a part of this. He said, doing good, my friend, taking it one day at a time. I hear that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm
One
blessed.
day at a time.
I'm blessed, not stressed, right? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Too blessed to be stressed. I
Mm.
love it. So he said, hope you and Letty are well. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Kelly Gross is in the building. He came brought help bring the piano. Thank you for that, by the way.
Oh,
Kelly Gross, he's
that's the guy.
a phenomenal worker. This dude is, he'll outwork me, and I'm a straight workaholic. This dude's fantastic. So yes, again, thank you for joining us. Kelly, been a long time. Judine's in the building, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's always a plus. Judine's almost here every time, so thank you for that, Judine.
Thank you, Judy.
So
Love ya.
how to process pain in a healthy way. Again, this may be unhealthy for me to process pain how I'm doing it, but again, if it's like medicine, I mean, just let's be real. Medicine, when you take medicine, what does it do? It eases that pain. It may not fix what's going on, because I think getting ahead of it and being like proactive and preventive maintenance is really key. But
Right.
if we're nipping in the bud or not nipping in the bud, we're catching up to it. Like the whole point is to like feel better. You know what I mean? If not fix or remedy it, why not feel good? So
Well, I think this is a healthy way to process your pain, right? I see what it's doing for you. It's lighting you up. You're not thinking about it,
yeah,
So there are unhealthy ways and healthy ways to process our pain.
right.
And the obvious ones, taking substance isn't a way to heal your pain. It may seem that way at
Cover it.
first. I
Yeah.
know that it did
Right.
for
Yeah.
me. I was like, oh, I was in so much mental pain, not necessarily physical pain, but emotional pain. And I didn't want to feel. And for a while, that made me feel
And I think that's what makes
something
it.
other than the pain that I
Yes,
was
I think that's what
feeling.
makes it so it's so easy to get addicted to something,
Yeah.
because you don't want to feel that pain, and if this substance or
Mm.
whatever is allowing you not to feel that, of course that's kind of like duh. But like when you really get wrapped up in it, or even if you just get started with it, you start seeing, okay, well, I don't want to feel that pain, whether the pain is a memory or if you're
Right.
physical pain, you've been in an accident, whatever the case may be, because we know people who've been hooked on every kind of drug, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like I know like officers and people that have got hooked on heroin because they were given pills from doctors. But the point is whatever the process that we go through,
Mm.
to be able to feel good, like that in itself is like an addiction. I enjoy feeling good, and in a healthy way, and again, this may not be the most healthy way to show up here while I'm super sick, but to me it's better than using any substance, because my substance is my natural whatever I'm getting endorphins right now, and I feel fantastic about that. Like I don't want to take no substance. Like I told Letty today, I said, man, I'm very proud of myself for still quitting on what I've been going through. You know what I mean? It hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been hard either, because I deserve better. I deserve the best. So does my son, so does my lady, so does my family, so do the people who I haven't even met
Yeah.
deserve to get the best me. So for me, I feel fantastic. It's been a year and whatever, and I know I talk about this a lot, but I'm proud of it. I'm very, very excited to say that I finally kicked all these habits. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but 4 things in 1 year, man. That's, to me, I get to brag about that. I feel like, hey, man, I did that. I'm doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because for being addicted for so long, for so many things.
And we talked about this too, right? All those years of using substance, right? And then we start to feel this pain, right? Whether it's physical pain, like when we were using substance and we had, like if I had any kind of physical ailment, as soon as I did that, it went out the window, right? I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And that was my whole goal, was not to feel it.
Yeah.
And now that you're not using substance, right? Your body is, I don't know if it's starting to respond physically to, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I've just been observing, right? And I don't know if it's your body. I don't know if those pains have always been there. Uh, and we start feeling them. You know, we start feeling them, and it again, it is your body's way of letting you know something needs to change, right? And what are some healthy ways that we can, process our pain?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
for me, it's going out and being physical. Whether it's for a walk or, going out bowling or, shoot, even going to a movie. Is a healthy way for me to process my pain and get out of my own head and get out of my own way.
Right.
Singing, dancing. I mean, we could drawing, coloring, just doing something creative, right? Can help you get through that pain that you're feeling,
Yeah. Right.
and pain lasts as long as you allow it to. I know I've heard it said by some experts that it takes 90 seconds for, a feeling to pass through you. But some of them take longer. Some of it's going to take what it takes, and are we willing to stay the course to let that pain pass through
Right.
us,
Yeah.
and not give in to wanting it to go away. It sometimes you do have to sit with it.
Yeah. And I
you
think
know it doesn't have to ruin you.
at
it,
all.
it, it just let the pain speak to you. What is
Right.
it
Yeah.
saying to you,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then I think as we do that, it can pass through and without wreaking havoc
Right. Yeah.
on anything else,
Right.
our
Yeah.
mind, our heart, our soul. um, and I think sitting with the pain and identifying the lessons in those
Yeah.
hardships, right,
Yeah.
that
I
we've
agree.
gone through,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we've gone through a lot, and
Yeah.
I've had to, writing
Yeah.
about those
Perfect.
lessons
Yes.
has been really helpful
Like
for
reflecting
me.
on them, yeah,
Reflecting
reflecting
on
and
it,
like
like,
identifying like
right.
where your progress is coming from
Mm,
through the pains. Because I mean,
mm,
let's be real. Like if you can learn from stuff at any given time, why not? Like I
mm,
like to think that from the hardships, from the things that are negative. Like I'll tell you what, when I'm not feeling this pain, I am going to truly be grateful for not feeling
mm.
this pain. I'm not gonna forget it. I'm not gonna dwell on it every day and be like, man, I
Right,
sure am
right.
glad. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
remind myself like that was painful.
Mm,
That was difficult, and I know that's God's way of pushing this whatever it is out of me. But I'm gonna be grateful to not feel this. You know what I mean?
right.
But again, I'm gonna be grateful that I'm
Mm,
feeling this now because
mm.
sometimes we kind of take things for granted
Cool.
because whatever's taking everything in my body and making it tick and do every like the trillions and trillions of cells. I think we got 15 trillion cells. Melanated people
Is
have
it that
more.
many?
Yes,
Wow.
and everything that's ticking and making our man. We're blessed to not have malfunctions
Mm,
or dysfunctions or you know what I mean. I'm glad that I'm healthy. All my phalanges work, and I'm overall very healthy. And so,
mm-hmm.
and I don't say that to say, you know what I mean, for the people who aren't like poor you, what I'm saying is I take this and I really am extremely happy that I am healthy. And I'll take this and you know I'm cool. Thank you God for this being the least of you know what I mean
Mm,
like the hardest is I mean and again it could change tomorrow. You know what I mean I could not be here, but I'm just saying for
right.
me I've had the gift of not I wouldn't call it a gift, but I've been able to, and I've been you know not lucky, but I've had a healthy life, you know, and granted,
Mm,
I've poisoned my body, you know, my liver. I know my liver and my
mm,
kidneys, they're probably really kicking me right now, like, you know, but I don't mind talking to my body. I don't mind saying, hey,
right.
listen, I know I've treated
Right.
you bad in the past, but it's time, like, let's function together, you know what I mean? So,
Mm,
and I know
I
it
love
sounds
that.
crazy,
Yeah.
but I don't
It's
mind.
not.
Like I'm
Yeah.
on a whole different plateau now. I'm on a whole different, like my mind is different, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Because when you're using substance or if you're drinking or whatever it is that we do, even like nicotine or even the caffeine, whatever it is, you don't necessarily, I mean, not you guys, but it's easy to overlook stuff for me. It was easy for me
mm,
just to not really, because you have whatever it is in you that's making you feel good. I
mm.
mean, coffee made me feel fantastic. Like, I get that and I'm up perky, boop, boop, boop. Whether it be in coffee, whether it be
Mm.
caffeine in the drinks. Like, I know the Red Bulls
Oh,
they was taking a toll on me because I was drinking
yeah.
like 3 or 4 of them bad
Oh,
boys and the
yeah.
big ones. And I'm like, I know that's affecting me, but it felt good. You up and perky, you're happy, like,
Till it didn't,
right?
because
Yeah.
then there was the heart palpitations
Yes,
and,
yes,
the crash, and,
yes,
it's like I said, I think it's, sitting with that pain.
right.
Like, not like dwelling and, like feeling sad about it, but what lesson,
Yeah,
is that pain trying to teach you?
yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's key
what
too.
is it? Yeah, what is it trying to tell you? What lesson have I learned from my pain?
Yes, yes.
Because if you don't learn the lesson, guess what?
I want to say
I
to
get to
that.
do it again.
Check this out. So, with what she's saying, the one thing that I realized this year alone, it was really like my first time like realizing that sitting with it, I'm like, I am no longer afraid of like actually whatever I'm going through, whether it be pain or whatever, like actually sitting with it and not running to something else. Because there was what was it not too long ago? I was out on the couch, remember, and I wasn't feeling good, and I was like, I wanted to alleviate what I was going through, and I felt like I was a bit like I felt. Have you ever looked at something and like you're in a place that you know what I mean? I want to say it was depression. I want to say it was like a slight bit of depression, and instead of normally what I would go do would be go use substance or go drink a beer or whatever. So it was like I finally had the realization. I was like, oh shoot, this is I'm supposed to sit with this, and it was like
An epiphany.
more than that. This light bulb went off and it bing, it dinged me, and I'm like, dang, it took me 42 years to finally realize like I got the power to sit with this. So guess what I did? I sat down on the couch and I let God, I was like, okay, God, let this take its course. I'm not gonna go try to figure this out. Whatever this is going through me is really it's somewhat out of my control. So I just sat there and I dealt with it. I did a little bit of breathing, and I was like, this is so powerful. This is so powerful to be able to sit with it and not run to substance or drinking. Or I felt like, damn, I have a whole lot more power over my body and my mind than I think. And guess what? It passed. It took like maybe 10, 15 minutes, but I sat with it because I was feeling like, man, this is my house. I know everything in here. I feel like crying, you know what I mean? And I was like, it just doesn't look like home. It doesn't look familiar. And I'm not used to having that. I've had that before in the past when I'm like sick or, I've had that before, that feeling of like, where you're at, but it's just like everything looks physically different. And I'm like, okay, this is normally where I'll go find anything to kind of cover this up, coffee or whatever, food. And so I literally sat down on the couch and I'm like, this is powerful. You know what I mean? Turning my pain, which that to me was a pain because I'm like, man, this is awkward. Like I felt like crying. I felt it was like some kind of a depression or something, but I sat with it and I thought, man, this is dope. This is amazing to be able to, and it passed. And I'm like, from now on, for me, when I have these kind of things, I'm just gonna sit with it. And I've been sitting with the sickness in bed like for 2 straight days, so I'm like really patient. I think you should call me Dr. Justin Bird because I got so much patience. I'm just saying. But so I've been really, focusing on my mind and my body, and I just want to say that, turning our pain into progress, I feel like that's definitely something that starts from within, because who else is going to do it for me but me? You know what I mean? So the lessons that I'm learning, I'm hoping to impact more and more people, because again, now that I'm going to be going to the jails and talking to the inmates about, the things I've gone through, that this is my calling. Being here in front of you guys and being here for myself, showing up, this is truly something that I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? I'll do this for free. Obviously, I'm doing this for myself because I'm showing up for you guys as well. So it's such an impact all around. You know what I mean?
We have Joseph who's saying, man, nicotine was my last big hurdle.
Ooh.
And I'm going on 2 weeks and I feel so much better.
No way.
It's empowering.
What?
Yeah. You are empowering.
Oh,
thank you. That's awesome.
Man, I know all too well how difficult it can be. I got tears in my eyes because I know how impactful and how much this means to be able to say sayonara to any poisons. Because I mean, let's just be honest, cigarettes, I don't even think they should be legal at all. Like, what is again, I could go in the rabbit hole, but I'm so proud of you, Joseph. That's man, you deserved it, man. Your family deserves it, man. We deserve it. We deserve to see you here, because guess what? You're showing up for yourself here with me. That's impactful, brother. Like, thank you for sharing that with us, because
thank you, Joseph.
Man,
congratulations. Man. Super proud of you, because
that's cool, brother.
It's not easy.
Way to go. Way to show up for yourself again. Way to show up for your kids, for us. This is really I'm happy to hear that, brother. Congratulations on that. Keep it going. This is what I say. I had the week of withdrawals and then the month of mood swings. And for me, I think it was like a mental thing to be able to say, okay, after about a week, then whether it was true or not, for me, in my mind, I was saying, okay, my body should be okay if, after about a week, whether it was true or not.
Right.
Mentally, I was like, this is what I'm going to call it. Week of withdrawals and a month of mood swings. It sounded catchy as heck to me. So I just went with it. And literally, like it was about, like legitly, the first week I had stopped vaping because, I mean, we had the flavors, the nicotine, like it was delicious. But it was terrible because I was like constantly like, I would breathe out and I was
wheezing,
like wheezing, and it was like it seemed like I'd breathe out and my lungs would still be pushing the air out as I'm breathing in. I just showed Leti this too last night. It's taking effect on me, but now I'm like I feel like I'm close to 100%. I still use inhaler, but the point is the effect is taken over years. It can be reversed. I mean, the minute we stop, I think it's gonna start automatically pushing our bodies to push it out and do better. Anybody who says elsewise, I'm sure you can die, but you know who's probably pushing that? The people who make the damn cigarettes. If you stop, settle, you can. I'm sure it's possible. But guess what? Our bodies are hospitals, and I fully believe that we can push through it. Again, I'm here proving right now, like I'm at the sickest point I've ever been in my life, and it probably doesn't show. But I have never been this sick in my life, and as soon as we get off here, I'm pretty sure, hopefully not, but I'm pretty sure I'm jumping right back in bed. But again, with the cigarettes, bro, like, man, kudos to you, bro. Like, let's go. Like my boy TJ, he quit, and like we talked to you today, and I feel like it takes a village, right? Like if I can do it, y'all can do it. You know what I mean? And I feel like me stepping up, showing up for myself, I didn't really think how much of an impact it would make. But there's people waiting for us to show up too. Guess what, Joseph? If you can do it, the next dude who comes around and sees, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Let's make this chain reaction to be able to help each other out. You know what I mean? Inadvertently, like, you know what I mean? Indirectly, whatever the case may be. Like, hopefully this impacts everybody around.
I was going to say, I know, I think it starts with a choice. It starts with recognizing the pain that it's causing you, right? Whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, and then making a choice, making a decision to stop putting that cigarette up to your mouth, right, and then finding a healthy way to cope with when you get anxiety, right? Like, or after eating dinner, like all the reasons why I loved to smoke, or a social thing, or drinking.
Definitely. 5 minutes off of work, whatever, you know what I mean? You get to take a break, you know what I mean?
It's taking in those deep breaths and letting that craving, that urge pass, right? Because it does pass. It doesn't last forever. It's temporary. And I think, when you can do that, that's a healthy way to get through your pain, being uncomfortable, not having that substance.
Kelly, my bad, man.
Oh, go ahead.
Kelly said he'd been battling the nicotine too, and hopefully we're able to, you know what I mean, kind of not necessarily guide you or help you, but I'm just saying inspiration is a beast in the most best way possible, because you can either be a negative influence or a positive influence. But to me, I feel like, being able to quit something like nicotine, like who don't want to save money? Who doesn't want to save their health? Who doesn't want to not smell like cigarettes? Who doesn't want to go, don't get me wrong, there's things that we could say as a smoker, why it's good, but now that I don't vape or smoke, guess what? I couldn't see myself smoking again at all. Like, I don't have cravings. And again, I'm not trying to say that I'm, better than anybody. I'm just saying, for me, like, now that I'm quit, I think it's been since last June, so it's been like 9 months, 10 months, something like that. And so for me, I'm like, I can't believe I didn't do this so much sooner. You know what I mean? Thank God I'm not in the hospital bed with, some kind of whatever they get, COPD or something that's on a respirator. Thank God I didn't take that long to quit. Thank God I wasn't like on a hospital bed. And I think these kind of things, bringing it up, helped me to understand, like, I don't want to be on a hospital bed. I don't want to be, man, I should have, could have, would have, because there's a lot of things that I feel like I could have done better. I don't really like to think of regret, but if I really look at it, there's some things that I wish I would have done better. Call it whatever you want, regret, whatever, but I don't want this to be one of them. And so by me stopping, and it's really about just not going out and doing, like, stopping is like, it's like you don't have to go out and pay for it. You don't have to pull your wallet out. You don't have to put the stink, can I get these cigarettes? You don't have to go put the lighter, go buy the lighter. So just like, and I'm not trying to make this sound like it's easy, because I know it's not.
Right.
But it's also not that hard.
I'm not there yet.
The week of withdrawals, you guys, and the month of mood swings, if you could pass this, I'm telling you, TJ, my boy, he smoked since 1991. He said there's never been a day gone by that he didn't smoke. And for me, he's like, man, I look at my phone every day, and having you on my phone every day, so me being accountable for him, when he didn't ask me to, I just said, I'm going to. I said, man, I would love to see you quit, because if I could do it, you could do it. And I hit him up every single day, and guess what? He quit. He's been 3.5 months, and man, I swear to you, me and him sitting on his couch, I'm like, I was just down there, 2 weeks ago, and it's just, it's really cool to see how much of an impact we can make, especially in a positive way. If you're doing good and people see it and they quit, guess what, Joseph? You'll be super happy when the next person next to you is like, man, I quit because you quit. And just to be, you know what I mean, straight up, like if I
Yeah.
can do it, Kelly can do it. You know what I mean? Because I know Kelly's a super worker. Like I'm telling you, I ain't trying to say anybody's. I'm a great worker, but this is one person I can say has worked harder than me. And I'm like when he was gone, people were like, "Where's Kelly at?" And I'm like, "Am I not a good worker?" You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? It's just the impact that
Yeah.
we make on people. And so if I can do it, Kelly can do it. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
deserve it. Don't be 20 years down the road still $100,000 in debt, not in debt, but
Mm.
like that you spend on cigarettes. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just saying it's really impactful to see that we're sharpening each other. Iron sharpens iron,
Mm.
and just us here on this Zoom. I mean on this live. Like how impactful is that, you guys? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm really proud to say that you guys are here, and like you know what I mean. This is I'm extremely excited. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. I know we still have some time, but does anybody have any questions? Anybody got any ideas? Anybody have anything that they would like to discuss or bring up as far as turning pain into progress? Anybody got anything they would like to add?
Mm.
I'm just kind of gonna open the floor up. We don't have to have questions, but figure why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know sometimes I can ramble. I can get into this, and I need to just slow it down a little bit.
Just a little.
Probably just
Just a
I get
little bit.
excited, you know what I mean? And then maybe it's I don't want to forget what I'm talking about, who knows? But I
Yeah.
get into it, you know what I mean?
It's
So
all right.
my
I
bad, babe.
mean,
I know
no,
sometimes I
it's
probably yapped too much, huh?
it's okay. It's anyways sometimes, but it's all right. Like you have good stuff to say. It's not like you're not rambling about nothing, right? I you do have
Thanks,
some
babe.
good things to say. You do. I've learned a lot, and I know vice versa. You've learned from me. I don't always have a lot to say, but when I do,
Can you guys hear the music? Can we get a thumbs up for anybody
yeah.
hearing the music?
Can
The
you hear
music's
the
a little bit
music?
low. We're fine tuning everything. Don't mind us. This is what episode is this?
25.
25. Going 25. We've been going what
25.
since January? So
I
we're
think
going
so.
into our
Yeah.
third month. So episode 25 going strong. I feel like we're going strong. I've been finding out more and more of the people that have been watching have been like again Jenny, she's out in the Philippines, and she's somebody that we do the academy together, and she's one of the main hosts.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me the other day, she's like, let me just tell you, you guys are doing fantastic. She was like, kudos. She's like,
Aw.
I watched
Thanks,
most of
Jenny.
them, and then I didn't. And then I had the next door neighbor Eric. He's like, man, I watch every. And then I have Kobe. He said, I don't ever miss one of them. I'm like,
Yeah.
what, for real? So it
Mm.
feels really good. Don't get me wrong. It's like I want to feel like this is something that's motivating and helping people. So I get energized and fueled
Yeah.
by this.
Well, and I think pain, it can fuel us to do better for ourselves, right? Even if someone else hurt you, you can take it in and be like, man, they hurt me and that they
Right.
suck and I want to hurt them back and you're going to go through those things too. I mean, I know I did, but then I can sit with it and say, okay, what can I do so that I don't keep experiencing that pain because it's a choice. So,
Yeah.
even if someone else is causing you pain, it's really about them. That's what's helped me is that that's their pain. And a lot of times we project onto other people our pain, right? When we need to deal with it ourselves. And so, using adversity as a launch pad for
Yeah.
success,
Mm.
right? Instead of allowing it to hold you back or shrink back or
Yeah.
stay small, right? We can use it to spring us
There you go.
forward
Motivate
and
us.
bring the success that we want. For
Yeah.
me, like we've talked about before, success is oftentimes born out of pain.
Mm. Yeah.
I had to experience pain to know what I didn't want to help, be the catalyst that pushed me forward to get the peace, and the happiness that I'm looking for, right? And
Right.
thank the pain that it was there to help fuel me, right? And I think a lot of times a lot of the pain that I kept inside wasn't even mine to keep.
Mm.
We have generations and we have family pain too, right? That we carry.
Right.
I've seen patterns in my family that have followed me into my relationships and into my own life. And I've done the inner work to heal myself from those things, right? And it started with my grandmother. It might have started before that, but my earliest recollection was with my grandmother who stopped drinking and started to heal her emotional pain, and she passed away over 20 years ago. Now it was 2001. Um, and then my mother who stepped forward to heal it, and then just keeps passing the baton on, and you get to, you know, continue to break those chains that bound our families, that bound us, and then it's learning what pain is mine to release, right? All of it. You want to release all of that pain. It doesn't,
Mm.
it let it serve what it needs to serve and bring you what it needs to bring you. But holding on to it, it can make us physically sick. It can make us mentally and emotionally sick. And so I think, recognizing where the pain is coming from and what brought it on, right? So you don't keep repeating it,
Yeah,
right?
Mona.
But you break that cycle and do something different with it.
Right,
So,
yeah.
hello,
Hey,
Ramona.
Mona, how you doing? Thank you for
Oh,
joining
it's
us and
Aunt
being a
Mona.
part of this. Yes, it's Ramona, but it's always been
Yeah,
Aunt Mona. Yeah,
I
there
have
she
one of
is.
those
Woo!
too,
You do?
Aunt
Yeah.
Mona. I do.
We're talking
Yeah.
about today, the discussion is turning pain into progress, and we have Kelly on, and we've got a couple of people on here,
Mm,
Joseph, and we're talking about how, being able to turn our pain into progress, like
mm,
quitting nicotine and
mm,
quitting things, and like Justin, my son Justin, something that I've taught him is it's in your mind, and I think this is starting to really resonate well with him because when I said, okay, I could tickle you. Let's see if you could not feel it. I said, it's in your mind. I'm gonna tickle you, and he's very ticklish on his feet. And so we've gotten to the point where now he can be tickled on his feet without really reacting and like
mm,
jumping because I'm extremely, extremely ticklish. I don't even like being like, no, no, no. Like went to the doctor yesterday and then she's tapping. I'm like, oh, and I started, you know. But the point is like I told little Justin this, and he's. I feel like he's able to process this in more than just ticklish.
mm,
For him to be able to see that, that pain isn't just when you feel bad or feel
mm,
there's so many ways to feel pain, but it can also be a good thing too. Like again, we're discussing how I'm sicker than I've ever been, but I'm progressing because I legitimately have never felt
yeah.
this in my whole life, this pain, but I'm still pushing through it, and it's helping me to show up for myself. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and I think pushing through the pain, it reminds you that you can do hard things, that this pain won't last forever, right? And it can be the catalyst that pushes you
Yeah.
through. It's knowing that, yes, I feel this pain, but it doesn't define me. It
Right.
doesn't, keep me locked up. I can still move even though there's pain,
Right. Yeah.
right? And so, yeah.
Like even just like having addiction and stuff, it felt like I was in pain. Like I'm telling you,
Mm,
I was saying this to a lady yesterday about how even going through quitting of substance after years and years, like you physically have this urge and want to go
mm,
right back to it because you don't want to feel what you're feeling or whatever the case is for anybody else. I know for me it was it was almost like a pain of like a physical like heroin addicts may have or but it was really like a mental thing, and it was just like my body's craving that, so it was physical too, but
mm,
really
yeah.
it was legitly like 90% mental because once I had that weekly withdrawals and the monthly mood swings and I could physically like, okay, this is the process I need to go through, and once I had that I was mentally like prepared and I executed. And so
Mm,
with everything I've quit, like okay, the weekly withdrawals and the monthly mood swings, for some reason that mental preparation helped me through all four of the major things that I quit last year. I know coffee ain't, may not coffee, but caffeine may not
mm,
be a major, but to me it is because I mean I've already put my heart through
mm,
so much
yeah.
substance use that do constantly. They say the average lifespan for a mammal, it don't
Mm,
matter if you're a chipmunk or a whale, is about 1 billion heartbeats in your life.
wow.
So you figure a big whale, their blood's got to pump all the way 100 feet and then back. So it's like whoa whoa, and ours is like, and the chipmunks like,
Mm, yeah.
so you got about 1 billion heartbeats before you're done.
Mm,
So if I'm constantly stressing or on substance or doing something, I'm gonna die sooner. So I've already put my heart through a lot of stress. Just quitting caffeine, that's just one extra step for me being a
mm,
lot more healthy. Granted, I'm not trying to say it's unhealthy. I'm just
mm.
saying for me, as much as I put my heart through,
Mona was saying it took a long time to figure that out, and not just, substance, but stress.
Okay,
I
yeah.
had stress dreams from childhood trauma for
Right,
years,
yeah.
right?
Right,
It's
yep.
it's all of those things. I
Absolutely.
can understand that,
Yeah,
right?
stressful.
The trauma from childhood, carrying that with you, the stress of I've always got to, I've got to watch my back. I've got to watch what this person's doing, what that person's doing, what this situation is. I mean, it's exhausting,
Yeah,
and that can take a toll
yeah.
on your physical health too, and cause more pain if we don't release it. We're not those little girls anymore, so
Boys.
we or boys, right? We can do something different and keep ourselves safe, by telling ourselves. I think mindset plays a very pivotal
Huge, huge role,
pivotal
yes.
role in you know the pain that we experience and what we think about that
Right,
pain
yeah.
and how we interact with that pain. it,
Right.
it, it starts with the way we think
Yeah,
about that pain,
absolutely. Yeah, 'cause
right?
if for any reason, like I could be, I'm really like, if you think about it, like in a genetic kind of way, or like
Mm.
in like the patterns of my parents and their parents, like all my family, like majority of them were alcoholics,
Mm.
and I don't say that to say put anybody down. I'm saying
Right.
legitly, like both my
Yeah.
parents drank on a daily basis. My grandparents and like
Mm-hmm.
so, I'm like prone to have addict traits, whether it be alcohol, nicotine, drugs, whatever the case is. And I'm not blaming anything. I'm just saying for me, like I have several reasons to be, in all of these, which I was. But I think what better time than now to start doing good by our bodies? Because again,
Mm.
I don't want to be on the bed before I realize, like, dang, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I
Mm.
don't. And so for me to be actually to be able to set my foot on the ground and plant my feet and say, look,
Mm.
it's time. I'm so proud of myself. You know what I mean? And so should you guys.
Yeah.
Joseph said he's been quit. How long has it been?
What
two
did you
weeks
say, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, and that's
Yes.
that's phenomenal. Like just starting to stop, which is an oxymoron, just starting to stop.
Starting to
that's
stop.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's where we should be, because again, I don't want to be laid up wishing I would have done things better, right, Aunt Mona? I don't want to be wishing that I did. I want to be healthy now. You know what I mean? Because again, like Letty said,
Mm.
we're not young, but what better time than now to start doing good by our bodies? Because when you're younger, it don't really take effect like it does when you're older. And I'm saying that
Mm.
just from experience. Like, man,
Yeah.
I fall and scrape my knee. It's like a month before everything heals. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I do everything and anything not to fall on roller skates. I fell on this roller skate not too long ago. Bow. I swear my
Yeah.
shoulder's still messed up.
My
Back
tailbone
back in the
still
day, I could
hurts.
rumble, tumble, fall down a mountain and get up and whoop. You know
Mm.
what I mean? But of course, now we're older. Our cells are, kind of dying. But it's best to take care of my body that I've been beaten up. My liver has
Mm.
been beaten up, and I want to take care of it now.
Yeah.
I
And
should have
I'm
been
so
taking care of it.
thankful for the opportunity, right?
Yeah,
To still be here, to get to take care of my
right,
body in a different way than I'd been taking care of
right,
it, all the previous years
right.
before. I mean, you don't know what you don't
Don't
know.
know,
And as a
yeah.
kid, you're not thinking like
Right.
this
You're
is
not gonna
going to
die. You know
affect
what I
me
mean?
when
Yeah.
I'm
You don't feel like you're not gonna
older,
die. You're kind of
right?
invincible, right? And so, and Mona said she quit smoking 31 years ago. Let's go. You know what I mean?
That's
Somebody
awesome.
smart. You know what I
My
mean?
mama too, Aunt
Yes,
Mona.
let's
My mama
go.
too.
All right, let's
Love
go.
my
And
mom.
Judine is watching back with us again. So there's power in numbers, and especially if we have people who want to do
Mm,
good as well. Like I think doing this podcast is not only motivated me. It's shown that I'm resilient and we're
mm,
consistent, we're persistent, we're showing up, and
mm.
it feels really good because I get a lot from this. I
Yeah,
know Letty does,
we do.
and
We love
Aunt
this.
Mona, I was talking about this earlier that I've been laid up for like the past 6 days, sicker than I've ever been, and today's like been the worst day. But for some reason, showing up for the podcast, Letty's like, "Are you
Mm.
sure you want to show up here? Well, let's just go back to the place where they didn't treat you last night and see if we can." But the plan is to get off of here and then go back to the urgent care because I've been feeling down. But for some reason, whatever kicks in, whatever high I'm getting from this, it's fueling me and energizing me. But it's a natural high. I'm not running
Mm.
to drugs. So for me showing up, it's like, is this healthy? Because I mean, I'm sure I don't look like it, but man, I've been in bed and I've
It
been
has
in
been.
pain and I've
Yeah.
been crying. I've been like literally, I just like today, I'm really, really going through it. And when you have just like that pain that you just
Mm.
can't get rid of it, like, God, please take this away from me. But I'm glad I'm going through it because when I'm not sick, I am going to really, really appreciate
Mm.
being healthy because I'm really going through it. And I'm so glad that I am,
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
going through this pain, it is creating
Julian
progress.
says, "Hey guys."
I hope you feel better
Oh,
soon.
you.
Thank you. Yes,
Oh,
we're
thank
doing
you.
great. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, and we have Judine to thank for a lot of stuff too.
Yes.
So, again, it takes a village.
A
It really
village.
does.
It
So
does.
having the right mindset, having the right people that stand behind you, it really matters. So pain could come from so many different variations, so many different places, but having the right people around, I feel, is so necessary. And
Mm.
having the wrong people away is just as necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say that for any other reason, but just to say we have choices, we have options.
We do. We're
We can
not
allow.
stuck.
What are we tolerating? What are the
Mm-hmm.
things that we're allowing in our lives?
Mm.
What are we doing to Because again, the energy I have now, like again, when I'm in the bed and like every time I move, like I could
Mm.
feel like the energy of my muscle being like deteriorating from not having food in me. I'm like, dang. So I'm like really, really realizing like
Mm.
how much energy it takes just to roll over, just to like kick my legs out. I'm like, dang. So I'm like really taking in consideration
Mm.
when I talk to somebody how much energy it is. I have to go eat food. I had to
Mm.
go process it, digest it, and now I'm
Yeah.
giving this energy to somebody that I'm arguing with. Why?
Mm.
Why not give that to my son or my lady and give the best I can at all? Because for me, I'm telling you what, I have no problem with being as happy as I can, as often as I
Mm.
can. Some people may disagree. Some people are like, it can't always be, man, I've been practicing this for years, and I'm happy, like legitimately, like 85, 90% of my life. And that's by choice.
Mm.
I don't just wake up, oh, I'm in a good mood. No, I practice it because I know there's going to be a day where I'm gone or I'm laid
Mm.
up. And man, I don't want to regret stuff. I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
man, I should have been nicer to people. I should have been happy. Like, for me, what gets me is how I treat people and how people treat me. And I mean, I like to feel good. I like to be happy. And so that's my natural high. I don't want to be 10 years down the road or 20 years
Mm.
down the road saying, man, I know now my legs don't work. I shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And
So I'm
some of
taking.
us, I think, sit with that pain. We think we're protecting ourselves when we don't engage, right? When we're feeling pain, a lot of us want to just like sit with it and not talk about it or, put it out there because we think it's going to hurt somebody else or hurt ourselves. So we protect ourselves. And what we're doing is we're keeping ourselves prisoners by holding onto that pain, right? And you don't always have to talk about it. There's ways that you can release it within yourself. You're the one experiencing it, right? Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with someone else. It's your perception of what caused the pain, and it may not even be that thing you perceive that caused it.
Right.
It could have been something that happened when you were a kid that's presented itself now that looks similar to it, right?
People process
And
things different.
yeah, and people process pain differently. You got to find what works for you,
Or
right?
don't. You know what I mean? Like,
Either way.
by no means am I telling anyone how to be. I just hope that the struggles and the pains and the things that I've gone through, that I told Justin today,
Mm,
yesterday, I said, when you're my age, you're gonna be like 10 times smarter than I
mm,
am. You know what I mean? And that's the goal, is to have
yeah.
you pass me up in like 2 years, bro. This kid is phenomenally smart. Like,
Hi,
he is.
Joey. Joey said hello.
What's
I'm on
up,
FaceTime with him,
X?
and he watched some of your
X. We
podcasts
used to
on my
call him X
phone.
back in the day. What's up, Joe? Love you, cousin.
Mm,
That's what's up. It's been a long time, man. We had a lot of good times together. Me, Joey, the family. So yes, good to see you, cousin. Love you.
mm.
How you feeling?
Hi, Joey. I feel
Yeah,
great
yeah.
actually.
I'm feeling
Yeah,
good too. Like, this is
you
going
know.
really, really well. And so, if you guys have anything that you want to add, like,
Mm,
we're here. Like, this is, it's usually we cut up at 30 minutes just because really we haven't had the interaction. So,
mm.
you know, oh, hey, Ramona, have you talked to little Nick and Hillary? Do you still like? Is there a way to get a hold of them? I would love to talk to them. I remember little Nick. He told my mom assholes and eyeballs. I know he ain't supposed to cuss on here, but he was like 4 years old. He said, because my uncle Steve, he said hot dogs and beans. I think it was assholes and
Oh,
eyeballs. That's what he said. Can I have some assholes and eyeballs? He told my mom that, little Nick. And my mom's like, what? We cook you what? And he
oh
said,
my
hot dogs and
goodness.
beans. It was the
Uh,
funniest stuff. Assholes
that's
and
funny.
eyeballs.
And laughing, laugh through your pain.
Absolutely,
Like
yes.
if you could laugh at yourself, like at your pain, like really start laughing at it. That's a quick way to get through it. I have found that laughing at it, I had a hard time laughing, period, but
Not me.
just looking back and I wouldn't say a hard time. I laughed a lot, but like, I did have a cycle where pain was all I could see. And then I started laughing at some of the things I thought were painful, right? And that's helped me like get over it. Like, man, I really like thought that was pretty painful.
Right.
And it was at the time. I mean, I don't want to take away from that, right? But like I said, pain, it's temporary.
Right.
And it's going to stay longer if we're holding on to it and nursing it and reliving it over and over again. At what point, do we let it go,
Right. Yeah.
right? And create the life we want,
Right. Yeah.
right? We have a whole life ahead of us. It's never too late. You can start at any time. You can start over.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Or not. You know what I mean?
or
Yeah.
not, but you can if you choose to, right? And we are living proof that you can.
Right, yeah.
You know.
My cousin Joey is on with us from what my Aunt Ramona's saying, that my cousin Joey's on. It's been so many years. And as I'm thinking right now, we're doing this, I'm thinking about all of the past times that we've had together, Joey. Like, we've had some phenomenal times. And for whatever reason, a lot of these times we were getting into fights and, like, we were doing, kid stuff, but we was really wild. Back in the hole, where we grew up in the hole, boy, we was wild as all ever. And we stayed wild for a long time. And for whatever reason, that kicked on some some memories as kids, you know what I'm saying? So I miss you, brother. You know what I mean? Smeep said that you guys are constantly playing video games, so we got to get on there. But again, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for watching.
Yes,
it
thank
feels
you
good to
so
have
much.
so many people involved in this. We continue to show up because it means a lot. Again, being as down as I am under the weather, it feels really good to be here right now. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of dreading getting off of here. I'm actually
You're gonna be all right.
You're
gonna be all right.
Because we're about to go back to the urgent care, but it might be COVID or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it was from, but as being as healthy as I have been, like, I'm expected to have these kind of things come up now because I treated my body terrible, and I'm saying terrible by just all the substance and things that I put into it. You know what I mean? Now that I'm treating it better, I mean, there's gonna be lashback. You know what I mean? There's gonna backlash.
One
back.
thing we didn't talk about is talking to your body also.
I do that.
Right?
I
And
do it.
I do too.
Liver, I know I've been hard on you, and then kidneys, and
think
and it may sound crazy, but like just even like, you know what I mean, finessing them, and like just I feel like being really interactive with my body and like talking to my body. You know what I mean? Call it what you want, but that stuff, I think it affects us. I really do. Like, man, I go in the mirror, I'm like, man, you awesome, bro. I tell myself, man, I'm good looking. I tell, you know what I mean, physically telling myself, you know what I mean, like, I dress like I do, so I feel good. So I'm in front of me like, damn, man, you look, you know what I mean? And that, I think that stuff really truly matters. So, you know what I mean? As much as pain as I put my body through, it's really time to start feeling my best. And I have never felt this good. Even though, even at the sickest I've ever been, I still feel good. I still feel good because, you know what? I've shown up for myself. I've done all the work, not all the work, but I've done a lot of the work to progress, to start. My plan is to be 103. I don't know about y'all, but I've been manifesting this since I was young, like a teenager.
You're talking about
103.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 103 when I die. Why? Because I just feel like that's the number. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make that. I really do. I feel like, and so by me manifesting it and turning on my pains into progress on a daily basis, I'm learning, and sometimes I'm learning from the least likely expected people to learn from. Like, I got this 6-year-old kid. This kid is bright, and this kid, I'm like, dang, how do I learn so dang much from a 6-year-old? Well, it's because I'm open-minded. I don't feel like I know it all. Like, I know for me, there's so much to learn, and it could be in the least likely expected places. This little kid is, man.
There's beauty in the pain.
Beauty in the
There
pain.
is
Absolutely.
beauty in the pain.
Yes, absolutely.
There really
So,
is.
and there's so much to be said about showing up for
Train
yourself.
yourself to see it.
For me, that's
Train
where it's at.
yourself to
That's
see
where
it.
it's at for me. It's like
it is.
not just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be happy today," but and I don't know what it'd be like for somebody else, but for me, again, we grew up in poverty. We grew up homeless. I had a lot of hard times, but on the good side, like, I had a lot of good times to be able to see what's good and what's bad. We had homes, we had vehicles, and as an adult, I've been able to see what I'm capable of doing and what I'm capable of not doing. And I could have gone to prison and just laid up on a bed, but man, I went to prison. I had the best experience of my life. You know why? Because I chose to. Even in a place that you would think that is dark and gloomy, that you have, it's going to be erased. And like, man, I went in there and I didn't let nobody tell me what I needed to do. I just did my thing, and man, it was the best experience of my life because I chose to let my pain be progress. I'm not going to sit in there and be like, poor me, because I sure felt like that. Nobody's writing me, and I was like, I'm sending envelopes out with everything in it except the pencil. You know, I was putting the stamps on. I was like sending them out to people. Can y'all just entertain me here, like, just like. And so I was like, if I was to, gauge my friends on who was writing me, I wouldn't have any friends. But then again, I put myself there, and the whole point was in this pain of being alone, because this was the worst place in the world for me, because I don't like being alone. So being in the cell, But by myself, oh man, it was agony. I'm like, dang, somebody tell me I'm a jerk. Somebody tell me. But it was like, but then I realized, okay, I'm not in here for the things I didn't for that I got caught for. I'm here for the things. I'm not in here for the things that I got caught for. I'm in here for the things that I didn't get caught for. So having these realizations while I'm in there, I'm like, nobody taught me this. I learned this because I'm sitting in my thoughts and I'm sitting in my pain and I'm like allowing these things to take its course and not. I didn't have substance. Actually, we did have substance in there. But the point is like I learned so much because I'm allowing myself to be open enough to learn this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm more mature than anyone else. I'm just saying,
Just staying open.
for me,
It's
reflecting on
huge.
myself is a daily habit, and it's a great habit. Because I mean, I'm not perfect, but I sure am working on being the best me as I can be. And I think me showing up for me, showing up for my family, showing up for you guys is making an impact. Because look, we had Joseph come on, TJ. I have several friends that have been telling me that me showing up is really adding value, not just by me entertaining them, but like for real, like the words are impactful to where people are saying, man, if he could do it, I could do it. And I know I've kind of said this a couple times in here, but it's really helpful to have people who really want to see you do good around and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the people who are close to me do good. Like of course I want to see the world
And
do
I
good.
think even the people who don't want to see you do well can also fuel you to succeed, right?
I agree.
It's all on how you take it. But we do just want to say how much we appreciate all of you, tuning in, being on here live with us, connecting with us, and sharing your insight and saying hello and praying for us. We love you all. And if you have anything else, a last
Every Wednesday and Friday. Like I know for sure I ain't missing it. I did consider it today. I was like, man, maybe I'm just gonna just lay in bed all day and maybe I can. But I was like, nope, I ain't missing it. So every Wednesday and Friday we show up. No matter, we don't care if we're on the road. We don't care what we're doing. Again, it's just something that we've devoted ourselves to be here. And whether we reach 1 million people, whether we reach the few people that we have,
even one.
Yeah, it makes a difference to me, and it's helping me because when I'm talking and I'm saying these things, like a lot of this is affirmation and like me reassuring myself and saying these things to myself too. You know what I mean? It's not just me talking just to talk, but a lot of times it's me, realizing like, dang, I needed to hear this too. So, you know what I mean? And it's great to have a platform and for people to say, hey, because I don't always go back and listen to these always, you know what I mean? On occasion, I'll go run through it, but I'm speaking about it, so I don't really need to run back. But still, it's good to see what I could improve on. But really, I'm coming up here being authentic, and I feel like it's good to get up here because it's teaching me that not only am I persistent and consistent, but I'm working through the pain too. You know what I mean? It don't have to be bad. Good pain doesn't necessarily have to be bad. In my opinion.
Right.
I mean, it is considered to be a bad thing, but if you look at it like from my point of view, like I will persist and I will get out of this sickness and I'm telling you I'm already happy that I'm sick because again I'm not gonna get out of this with poor me. I'm gonna come out with something else and guess what, that is like the mental awareness of like I don't want to be sick again but I know it's gonna come, but man I sure am glad that all my limbs work. I sure am glad that everything is functioning and every trillions of cells is working. So thank God for giving me life on this planet and in the universe, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for everything that he throws my way and that I'm able to go through, that I'm able to process and see.
Yeah, he's equipped us. I mean, he's equipped us. If he brings you to it, he'll bring you through it. Right? He will.
Absolutely, yeah. And
I know there's always been something there through all the pain that I experienced, in my life, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it because it's making me a stronger, more resilient, tenacious person.
Yeah.
So
Genevieve, she said, my Aunt Mona said, Genevieve Gonzalez, of course I know who that is. Says hello, and she is married to Joey. Yes, that's right.
Hello,
Tell her I said hi.
Genevieve.
Love you, Genevieve. It's been a long time since I seen you too, sister. Love you guys. Joey, I love you, cousin. I know all the little kids you guys probably got running around here. If you do, it's been so long. I don't know if you guys got a bunch of kids but shout outs to the whole family. If there's a way to get a hold of Nick and Hillary and I would love to get in contact with you guys. The more the merrier. So the
connection too is another way to help ease that pain, right? When we connect with ourselves, we can connect with other people, and
Yeah.
just like what you're doing on here,
I think community is super important.
it
You know what I
is.
mean? Because
It's
for
very
me, anyways. But
important.
don't get me wrong. There's lots of people. I have a really close friend I've known for a long time, and he said that he would actually thrive on being able to be out into and he says like a forest or desert island or something by himself. And like some
Mm,
people are just fine with that. Me personally, I couldn't imagine being by myself for an extended period of time because I've been there and it's lonely. I don't want to be by myself. I want people to tell me I'm a
mm,
jerk. People to tell me that I'm cool. People to let me know that my clothes are not. I like that. It's like I don't think God built us to be. I don't know the exact quote, but
mm,
God did not place us here to be by ourselves. We're not that kind of creature. In my opinion, I need you guys. I really feel like you guys help. My daily life, whether we're in contact on a daily basis, you guys should know. You
yeah.
mean anyone you see me, I'm lighting up. I feel good when I'm able to talk to people, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like my superpower. Is for me, I'm a community kind of person. I'm very communicative, and I like to talk to people and see people. And I really like to laugh. I really like to
Mm-hmm.
smile. I really like to
Yeah.
enjoy the little things and the big things. But I really like to laugh and have
Mm,
fun. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like it keeps me younger. You know what I
mm,
mean? Younger than if I was grouchy and grumpy. You ever seen somebody that just had that look on their face, just like? And I don't want to judge. I'm just saying that maybe they had some. But I mean, like you just like, and then you talk to them, they're in an upset mood. You're like, damn, I don't want to come off like that. Not judging. I'm just
mm,
saying, for me, I want to have people be, be coming around the front like, hey, they really light up to see you.
mm,
I love
mm-hmm.
that
It
feeling.
does.
I
It feels
enjoy
good, of
having people
course,
feel
right?
good when they see me,
But you got to
legit.
put
So,
yourself out there to experience
right,
that, right?
yes,
You've got to even do it with your pain, through the pain. Put yourself out there, because otherwise we keep ourselves prisoners of our pain. And that doesn't feel good. Test it out.
right, yeah,
Test out
I
what
like
feels
that.
better to you,
I like
frowning
that.
or
And it
smiling.
may, like, I'm not laughing at,
You
I'm
know,
laughing with, because you know what I mean. Again, sitting with
just
the,
give it
the,
a
the
try.
depression was like, this was an eye opener. It was like probably 2 months ago, not even, and it was like, dang, I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was a whole lot easier to sit with what I was going through. Here's what it was. It was like I had this vision, and everything was different looking, and I was like, okay, all right, bet. So
Mm,
I'm gonna sit down and process whatever this is without having to try to figure it out. I
mm,
want to know this is something that is out of my hands, because I sat with for a minute like, whatever this feeling is, I wanted to cry, this depression feeling, whatever, I wasn't used to it,
mm,
but it felt good to actually have the control and the power to say, okay, I'm just not going to try and figure this out.
mm,
I'm gonna let it take its course. And for some reason, having that mental breakthrough was like, why don't I do that with most things?
mm.
Why am I so heavy on trying to figure things out and
Bye,
trying to,
Mona.
understand things? Yes, she said, gotta run. I
Yeah.
have Joey's daughter, Jasmine, here. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so, all right, well,
We're like,
love you guys. Okay, I guess we'll call it a night. I know we've been kind of on here
love
for a
you.
bit, but again, Wednesdays and
Thank
Fridays
you.
at 6 p.m. Central Pacific Standard Time.
Time,
And yeah, we'll be here no
9
matter
p.m.
what.
Eastern
So
Standard
keep
Time.
tuning in, and we
I
appreciate
love
you guys
you.
being here. So love you, Ramona. Love you, Judine. Love you, Joseph, and everybody else who's on here, wherever you guys see this from. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And
Thank
until
you.
Wednesday, we'll see you then.
See you then.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Let's go.
Peace.